Are you looking to verify the status of an Oregon business entity but just don't know where to start? Well, you are in the right place. In this explainer, we'll unlock the secrets to navigating the Oregon Secretary of State's database with total ease. We're going to cut right through the bureaucratic maze today so you can understand exactly how to verify a business's legitimacy, check their compliance, and really understand their legal standing. Let's jump right in. It's honestly a super common hurdle. Think about it. You really shouldn't register a new company, sign on a new partner, or wire money to an Oregon vendor until you confirm exactly what the state has on record. By the end of our time together, you'll be investigating corporate records like a seasoned pro. Grab a notepad because you'll definitely want to save these steps for future reference. Here is our quick roadmap for today. We'll start with the intro and website access, move into navigating the search database, and then decode those search results. After that, we'll take a deep dive into the business info, cover some pro search tips and tricks, and wrap up with real-world applications and legal disclaimers. Section 1. Intro and website access, laying the foundation for due diligence. So, because Oregon has no sales tax, it's a massive hub for business formation. But everyone operating there absolutely must register first. Getting to this free public registry is just 3 easy steps. First, go to the official Secretary of State website at sos.oregon.gov/business. Then select Find a Business and simply start your search. Oh, and a quick heads up. Be super careful to avoid third-party sites that try to charge you for this. The official state portal requires no account, no login, and it is absolutely free. All right, Section 2, navigating the search database, choosing the right tool for the job. You actually have 2 different access points to choose from here. First, there's the Standard Business Registry. This is your go-to for historical sleuthing because it shows you everything: active, inactive, dissolved, or withdrawn registrations. Then you have the Active Business Open Data Portal. Now, this was developed in 2020 and holds over 1.5 million rows of highly structured public records. But here's the catch. It automatically filters out inactive and dissolved entities. So if you're searching for a dissolved entity on the Open Data Portal, you are going to come up completely empty-handed. For comprehensive due diligence, definitely stick to the Standard Registry. Once you are in that standard search, you've got a surprisingly diverse toolkit. You can look up names using exact words or widen your net with sound-alike words. And if you only remember, say, 1 or 2 words of a company's name, try the extended search. That looks for synonyms and alternate spellings in any order. A really great strategy here is to start with an exact match. If you don't find what you're looking for right away, just widen your net using those broader parameters. It ensures a similarly named company isn't hiding just out of view. Okay. Here is a simple yet highly effective pro tip straight from the experts. Drop the punctuation. The Oregon system actually doesn't differentiate between punctuation, spacing, or plural and singular forms. By leaving out periods, commas, and entity designators like LLC or Inc., you keep the system from getting confused. It literally guarantees you get the absolute cleanest search results possible. Moving right along to Section 3. Decoding your search results, translating state abbreviations into plain English. You'll want to pay close attention to these status codes because misinterpreting them is incredibly common. ACT means active. They're in good standing. ADM is administratively dissolved, meaning the state forcibly closed them, usually for missing an annual report. But look really closely at INA for inactive. Assuming an inactive status means the business name is suddenly up for grabs, that is the single most common mistake entrepreneurs make. An inactive entity usually just missed a payment and technically still holds its name. Usually only a DIS or formally dissolved entity releases its name back into the public pool. While you can definitely search by name, whenever possible, use the unique registry number instead. Every single Oregon entity is permanently assigned this ID at registration. Older entities might actually have fewer digits. For instance, a nonprofit registered way back in 1850 still carries a 6-digit number. Modern ones are typically 9 digits long. The golden rule here, search without dashes. The system absolutely hates dashes. Using this registry number completely eliminates any ambiguity in your searches. Section 4. Deep dive into business info, uncovering the full corporate story. Once you open up a specific profile, you're going to see 4 main areas. Parties shows you the registered agent. That's the actual person authorized to receive legal documents. Name history tracks previous identities. But you really want to pay special attention to the summary history. This is your timeline. If you spot gaps where annual reports should be, That is your very first major warning sign of corporate trouble. And amazingly, Oregon gives you a PDF column where you can directly view and print the actual filed state documents, totally for free. Now, beware of a vital blind spot that trips up even the most experienced researchers. Assumed business names, often called DBAs or doing business as, are kept in a completely separate section of the Oregon State Database. A standard corporate name search will not automatically catch these DBAs. So if you are clearing a name for a new startup, you absolutely must investigate that separate registry to be totally safe. On to Section 5. Pro Search Tips and Tricks, Spotting Red Flags Like an Investigator. Knowing what isn't there is just as important as reading what is. A legitimate company should have a physical principal office address on record, not just a P.O. box. If their legal name lacks required structural identifiers like LLC or Corp., you should definitely be highly suspicious. Also, watch out for fake solicitations. Scammers often send official-looking mail from fake agencies with names like CFS, trying to charge businesses for state filings that are either free or cost just a fraction of the price if you go directly through the state. The research we reviewed highlighted a really powerful point. Failure to meet state regulations can result in heavy fines and the loss of privileges like the right to use your own business name. This is exactly why maintaining active compliance is literally a life or death matter for an Oregon business's legal standing. If a company falls out of good standing, they can lose access to state courts and face administrative dissolution. That's exactly why you always check a potential partner's status before signing any contracts. Finally, Section 6, Applications and Legal Disclaimers, Putting Your Intelligence to Work Safely. The real-world applications for this are fast. Whether you are vetting a freelance contractor to make sure they're a legitimate registered entity, conducting due diligence for a major merger, or just confirming that your brilliant new coffee shop name is actually available, this workflow is your very first line of defense. Plus, if you run your own business, you'll need to use this exact portal to secure a certificate of existence, often called a certificate of good standing, which banks routinely demand before giving out business loans. Getting comfortable with this process will quite literally protect your assets and your reputation. Now, a very important note before we wrap things up today. Please remember that while you now have these robust tools to investigate and verify business entities, this explainer is strictly for educational purposes. If you are dealing with complex corporate structures, defending a trademark, or trying to revive a dissolved company, you should always consult a qualified legal professional for formal advice tailored to your specific situation. And that brings our explainer to a close. You now know how to navigate the portal, decode those tricky status abbreviations, dive into the filing history, and spot major red flags. I want to leave you with this exciting thought. With the entire Oregon database now right at your fingertips, what hidden business secrets will you uncover today? Go run a search on a competitor, a potential partner, or even your own company, and see what the public record reveals. Thanks so much for joining me, and happy sleuthing.